Hello guys, today is September 25th and we are going over this again. So I've hopefully adjusted my audio levels a little bit because I know that was a concern before. Last video it was super quiet. I fucked up. I uploaded something that the audio levels were messed up with and I apologize. So hopefully this is a lot better. I'll make sure to review it and test it again. But anyways, going into the news, I am bringing up the news stories right now. So to begin with, we have Nike. So Nike was in the news today. Nike had really positive profit targets. For people that don't know, Nike's, well, you should know of Nike. If you live in North America, you should know of Nike. But Nike is very much a stagnant company. It's very stable. They return dividends. They've been around for a long time. They're not as volatile as weed or some sort of tech company. Nike, extremely stable. They had their earnings today, and they beat the Wall Street estimates for profit. They beat it by about just a little bit. But whenever you beat Wall Street estimates, it's always a good thing. Their analysts are usually very, very on top of everything. They had a small rise in gross margins. I think it was something like 100 million or something like that. But for Nike, it's not that much. But Nike shares are actually down right now, and that's because Nike vastly underwhelmed their shareholders. And by underwhelmed, I meant even though they met all the analyst predictions, there was no wow factor. And usually there has to be a giant wow factor to really make stocks move, and I think a lot of people have a lot of negativity around Nike ever since they supported the Colin Kaepernick. I say negativity, like there's a negative reputation, I would say, because they went the entire viral thing with people burning Nike shoes. So I think there's a little bit of worry that that's a big problem, but I don't think Nike really faced that much negativity. They actually had a statement that came out here, if I'm looking over my notes, saying that ad with Colin Kaepernick, and for people you don't know, Colin Kaepernick is a player on the San Francisco 49ers, and he kneeled during the anthem as part of a protest, and he started the entire movement, and Nike supported him recently in an ad, I think about a month ago now. Anyways, there was this outrage where people tried to burn Nike shoes, and apparently, you know what, that led to their gain in profits and revenue growth, because Nike was actually up 9% in 6%, sorry, in just North America. So a lot of people apparently bought Nike shoes just to burn them. So yeah, those are really, really funny protests. And going back again, I think that when I say negativity, maybe investors are worried that might have hurt Nike more than it did. After this quarter comes out, it does not look that way, and Nike's not a company that's going away anytime soon. So I would look at maybe as an opportunity. Nike shares actually fell by 4% today. So we bring up Nike, 3%, drop by 3%. You can see right here as we follow the candlestick pattern, we would see right here it tanked. And actually, probably a very important thing to point out is these two lines that I have right here, these are moving averages. This is the 50-day moving average. No, this is the 200-day moving average. Yeah, this is the 200-day moving average. This is the 50-day moving average. And right here, they ended up crossing. This is actually usually an indicator saying that the stock is ready for decline, and that may have also led as well to the giant sharp drop off. But as you can see, this is a 1 month period. It only went from 84 to 81. It's pretty big for a company like Nike, but it's definitely not the end of the world. If we look at like year to date, they were originally at 62%. And like they finished at 84. They're very, very positive, especially here when they had a giant gain. There must have been some positive news or something that came out. If we even look at like 5 years, Nike's just powering through. They're a great shoe company. Well, maybe not great. It's problems with child labor and stuff, but I personally like their shoes. I buy it. And Nike will be around for a long time. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. Maybe Nike's a good opportunity to get in as kind of a long-term safe hold. Again, they're a very mature company. I think it'd be really good. Depending on your portfolio, Once again, I'm not a personal advisor for your investments. I'm just stating what I see here. So, going back to yesterday, for the people who did hear me while I was doing my stories, Aurora Cannabis. So, for people who don't know, they released their fourth quarter results yesterday, and it was very, very positive. We bring up Aurora. We can see that Aurora, this is a 5-year 1 week. If we look at just the 1 day, well, I'll go 5 days. We'd see that Aurora came up here, spiked a little bit on 9.25. Yeah, that would be today. Spiked today. It got all the way to $13.48. That was a big one. So they end up closing about 4%, which is a pretty good move. And Aurora really beat analyst expectations. There's still a lot of leerness into this sector, which is fair. Cannabis stocks are heavily overpriced. They're very, 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 very speculative. I think that's almost understated now. They're extremely speculative. So yeah, analysts are still a little worried, but went up here and tipped, and like Aurora's up. I think it has to come back down. I'm still looking at a play for a put. Kind of wish I got in right there, but as it's approaching that 52-week high, I think there's an opportunity. And finally, if we look at, I saw this funny news story saying that from Bloomberg, if you mention cannabis, watch your stock surge. So apparently there is, it's like crypto. When companies would come in and they would state they're a blockchain company, and everybody would freak out and start jumping into their investments. This is kind of happening right now with cannabis as well. A lot of beverage companies that have mentioned that they were going to take on cannabis and try and make CBC drinks for health reasons, kind of like, I guess, kombucha and stuff like that, are apparently seeing huge gains. New Age Beverages Corp, their shares have tripled this month. Other companies like Coca-Cola have seen a little bit of a gain from jumping into the cannabis industry. So this is what I mean by the entire market is just crazy and speculative right now. There's Shopify as well, which is not cannabis, but it's a website hosting. And they're as well saying that they're holding websites that have tons of weed entrepreneurs. They're trying to sell their product through it and stuff. So it's a really, really interesting time, but it's a really, really scary time, guys. All of this has to come back down to a reasonable level, and some of these cannabis companies are just, for what they're worth, it's not likely that they could sustain themselves at this rate for a long term. So yeah, that's a little heads up. I'm being cautious. I'm definitely not buying in, nor am I going to FOMO in. Everything's almost at highs. I don't feel like chasing it. And finally, my portfolio. So we look at my portfolio. I actually sold this position of HSU.2. Not for a lot, but I want to return back to cash. The reason why I want to return back to cash is I'm looking to make a move into a new investment. I still have not found a company yet, and I have to do my screening, but I think it's going to be a really interesting move of where you get into. Looking into it, I closed it for like I think it was $40 profit. Literally nothing, but it was a good little profit. It's an ETF, so there was very, very little commission on it. So that was good. So now I'm holding on to a bunch of Canadian cash. I'm just waiting to see what the next opportunity is. I may change it into US to invest. I may not. I haven't decided yet. We'll see. The goal is to make a smart decision. When I do, I'll end up informing you guys. So let me know if you guys have any questions, if there's any news that you would like me to cover on, or if I missed out on any. Again, Nike, Aurora Cannabis, cannabis industry. Let me know what you think about the cannabis industry. I know a lot of people. There's a lot of evangelicals that think cannabis is the next coming price, and it's just like everybody needs to slow down a little bit. But yeah, let me know on thoughts about that. There wasn't really that many other news stories, but maybe I completely missed it. So please let me know, guys, and I hope you have a good day. Peace.